Hello and happy Friday, everyone. Today's assignment, if you completed all of the other assignments for chapter one, it should be fairly simple for you to complete. You might even finish it a little early before your science block is up. Just to kind of frame for today, what we're keeping in mind is the goal is to find out how the appearance of a substance changes when it changes phase. And I want to go over a few of the answers from your last questions on your last Google form. You had to watch a few phase change videos. The first one was condensation on a cup, and you had to tell me the beginning phase. Yours looked a little different because these things in that right-hand column were just in the form of questions, but this just kind of puts it all together nicely on the slide. You had to figure out what the beginning phase of that was, and if you said gas, you were correct. And the ending phase was actually liquid. Now, that was the toughest one because if you got that one, you're probably in the clear. If not, no shame. Just understand where your mistake was, that there is water vapor outside of that cup. There's water molecules moving around in the air. Then they condense into a liquid on the cup. And in that phase change, since they're going from a gas moving around really quickly to a liquid where they're kind of flowing around each other, then the freedom of movement, the molecules were losing freedom to move. The next one was the evaporating mud puddle. The beginning phase was liquid. The end phase was a gas. So that's what happens when you see liquid puddles just kind of disappear on a hot summer day. And that's because those molecules were gaining freedom of movement and they're moving faster to turn into a gas. The melting ice pop time lapse, that was a solid to begin with. It turned into a liquid because those molecules were heating up, they're gaining energy, and they actually had more freedom of movement to move around each other as a liquid. The ice forming on the tree branches, the beginning phase was a liquid, and the ending phase was a solid. And those molecules were starting to get closer and closer together and move way less. So the freedom of movement question for the ice one was that those molecules were losing freedom of movement. All right, and then just to also kind of ground you in what our main question is that we are, as scientists, we're able to see this methane lake on Saturn's moon Titan. And there's two different claims as to what happened to it, because then in 2 years later, it wasn't there. So the claim one was that the lake froze. The claim two was that the lake evaporated. And what you're going to do is use a sim and amplify to show me two possible ways that that could have happened. You're going to show the first goal, if the lake froze, show me what happens with the molecules. And then in the second one, you're going to show me for claim two how the methane could be, if the molecules could be if it evaporated. So I'm going to show you really quickly what that looks like. All right, so you're going to come down here and click the link to log into Amplify. If it prompts you, click login with Clever first. Mine, I have to click login with Google, but on yours, click login with Clever first. And that should get you there. And now you're going to have to do a couple of things in here. You're going to show me by clicking on the blue little writing utensil what phase you think it would be in to begin with, if for the goal number one, and then what the molecules are doing. You're going to click on one of these, and then you're going to click on what you think goes with that phase. So for instance, if you think it starts off in a liquid phase for the evaporating one, I'm not going to tell you if that's right or wrong. I'm just giving an example. If you think it's a liquid phase, you're going to choose which of these molecules matches how molecules move in a liquid phase. So just one. And then you're going to choose as many of these different appearance rectangles here, that you think apply to a liquid. So if you think liquids are rigid, you click rigid. If you think it fills a container, you click that as well, if that applies to liquids, so on and so forth. Whatever applies for that phase. And then you're going to show the end phase by doing the same thing over here. Okay, so you should be selecting several things on each side. And then you're going to screenshot your end result for this one. You can press hand in, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to be grading off of this Google Doc. So it's important that you screenshot your model one below here. And then you're doing the same exact thing by clicking on this link over here for your next goal, which is showing what would happen if it evaporated. I'm sorry, I misspoke before. The first one is for if the lake froze. The second goal is for if the lake evaporated. Okay, if you need some help, I'm always available via text or email. And that after you do that, that's the last thing you have to do. All of your points are down here at the bottom, so you know what your grade should be if you met all of those different points. And then there's also a quick instructional video if you're unsure of how to screenshot and upload it into a Google Doc. All right, good luck. You can do it. This is the last hard thing in chapter 1.